Hi, in this video and in the next several videos, I'm going to talk about two very important documents that I want you to have, I want you to read, I want you to know, and those two documents are the course syllabus and the course calendar, which can be found right here in the modules. You'll click on this and it'll take you to a page that has these that can be downloaded right here. So that's the course syllabus, that's the course calendar. They look like this. This is the course syllabus, basically looks like this when you open it up, and this is the course calendar. So I'm going to talk about these starting with the syllabus, and I'll continue, and I'm going to break it up into several videos that are coming up. But let's start with the course information and assignments, which can be found right here on the syllabus. So this is the basic information for the course. My name is Dr. Joseph Hassert. My pronouns are he, him. This is Oral Communication Com 101. It's a public speaking course. If you need to get a hold of me right away, best way to do that probably at this moment is emailing me. Down below, I'll talk a little bit about my communication policy, how I want you to communicate with me. But I want to let you know that one way you can communicate with me is through student drop-in hours, which will be announced at the beginning of each week, and it's going to be held through the Canvas chat. Canvas chat, it looks like this right here. So this is where I'm going to hold those drop-in hours, and I'll announce them at the beginning of each week. So those are for general questions and extra help on assignments. And also you can schedule a remote Zoom meeting with me by giving me several dates that work for you through Messenger, and then I'll select one of those dates. We'll probably use MS Teams to do any type of Zoom-like meetings, video conferencing. This course, of course, is for oral communication, public speaking, and so we're going to learn some theories and models of communication and lots of strategies for effective, ethical, and empathic public speaking. You're going to apply what we're learning this semester to 3 main graded public speeches. We're going to read some stuff from a book. You're going to watch some of my lectures. There'll be some quizzes, a final exam, and some graded discussions throughout the semester. I'll talk more about assignments in a little bit. The textbook for the course is a free textbook. So you didn't have to purchase one from the bookstore, but you need to download it. You can get to the website version of the text here. If you want to download a PDF version of the book, then you could do that on the modules. I highly recommend that you download the PDF. It's got page numbers, and then you don't have to be online to view it. You just need a PDF reader like Adobe to read it. So 2 places you can get the textbook, the website, or as a PDF in the modules. Reading's very important. It's going to help you with each assignment, as well as a reading comprehension quiz that will be given for each of the chapters that we read. So take notes, pay attention, and apply what you're reading about to your speech-making process. I performed the course rationale, which gave you the reasons I think this class is important in a previous video, so I'm going to skip down that. Here's how I want you to communicate with me this semester. So please follow this basic communication plan. A lot of your questions can probably go to the Common Course questions boards in the discussions. This is where you can ask any question that's not personal, right? So if it's about like course readings, trying to understand a concept, you want more help understanding some part of an assignment or the course policies, take it to the Common Course questions board. If you see that another student has asked a question in the Common Course questions board and you know the answer, save me some trouble and go ahead and give an answer. And I'll try to follow up and make sure that all the correct information is in the Common Course questions board. If you have a personal matter, I prefer for you to use Canvas Messenger. That way I know it's coming from you. If you use an outside email address, I'm going to ask you to use Canvas Messenger or to use your CSN email address. That way I know you are who you say you are. So this is for personal issues that you don't want to bring to the Common Course question board. Also, you'll be able to use the comments sections on graded assignments. So after I grade, say, a speech, if you have a question about some of the feedback I gave you, use the comments feature in that assignment, and that's where I'll respond, and we'll talk about the assignment at the place where the assignment is located on Canvas. A final option for communicating with me is the drop-in hours, which I talked about above, and scheduling a private virtual meeting. Generally speaking, I'm going to be logging into Canvas Monday through Thursday. I'll be checking my email at least once a day and striving to get back to you within 24 hours, with the exception of weekends and holidays, which I might take longer. Generally, it takes me about a week to 2 weeks to grade major assignments. In a rare instances, it takes more than 2 weeks, although for most of you, you'll get your feedback before that. Just a few of you, the ones I've yet to grade, will take longer. So I try to be prompt on that. You'll have plenty of time to get feedback on your speeches before the next speech so that you can make adjustments according to the feedback that I give you. But I try to stay on top of that as best I can. You're going to need a computer for this class. Please don't use your cell phone to navigate this course. You're going to have trouble remembering the things. It's harder to read off of the phone. Also, I hear that the Canvas app on your phone is glitchy, and it may have trouble showing you the modules. And the modules, as I've talked about, are super important. So please get a computer, get access to a computer if you can. You're going to need some video recording equipment. That could just be your cell phone, right? If it's got audio and visual recording capabilities, you can use a computer or a laptop. You can use other types of video recording equipment. You need to make a digital recording of yourself, upload that digital recording to YouTube, and you'll submit the YouTube link to the assignment page in Canvas. That's how you're going to complete your speeches. There'll be more on this in the modules, but I just wanted to let you know right off the bat. You're going to need some computer skills and some video recording skills to do well in this class. Here are the 6 main learning objectives. I won't go through them. I'll let you read them, but they all pretty much have to do with giving good public speeches. Also, here's a list of the skills that you're going to need. Take a look at this and the qualities of a successful student. These are the things that I think that excellent students do. So do these things that are listed here. Take a look when you're reading through this document. Make sure you read it very closely. This is a chart of all the graded assignments and their point values. Notice that the course is out of 1,000 points. A significant amount of points comes from the speeches as well as from the quizzes this semester and the final exam, right? So that's pretty much where the points is split between. So you're going to have to do a fair amount of reading, pay attention to that reading, and you're going to have to perform on 3 graded speeches. There's also some other miscellaneous assignments throughout the semester. As I said, it's out of 1,000 points, and here's the grade scale. At the end of the semester, I'll take the whole number that you earned out of 1,000. I'll see where it falls on this grade scale, and I'll assign you the letter grade that corresponds with your grade rounded up to the nearest whole number. So keep track of your grade throughout the semester. Use the Canvas gradebook to do so. This also gives you a way to add it up on your own. Late and missed assignments. Generally, if you haven't talked to me and your assignment is late or missed, you should expect a 0 on that assignment. Remember that uploading videos to YouTube can take a bit of time, so please take that into account when you're planning out your day on the day that it's due. Try to get those things in early. If you need an extension, I'm generally able to give you one, but you have to communicate with me ahead of time, ahead of the due date, so that I can approve the extension and change the assignment settings for you. If I don't approve your extension before the due date, you should expect to receive a 0 on that assignment. There may be exceptions, but that's the expectation that you should have. You should prepare yourself mentally for that possibility. Speeches this semester are super important, and there'll be 3 of them this semester. They are an introduction speech where you're going to talk a little bit about yourself and tell us about your culture and what it means to you personally. We'll have an informative speech where you'll be conveying information in a clear way to the audience. You're going to do some research and report on that research to your audience. And a persuasive speech where you're trying to change your audience's behavior in order to solve a problem. For each of these speech assignments, you're going to get a lot of information. I'm going to give you a rubric. It's going to be a Word document. It's going to have the prompt, and it's going to have a rubric on that. And those will give you very detailed information on how you should prepare the assignment, and it'll tell you exactly what I'm going to be grading here in this rubric. I'll also give a video lecture about each of the assignments where I'm going to talk about what you should do. So pay attention to those video lectures about the speech assignments. And you'll receive a sample student speech outline that will give you a sense of how to craft these speeches. This is to give you some help understanding what's involved, but you should not copy the sample student speeches that I give you. Please note the following about the speech submission requirements. They'll be due at 11:59 on the day that's indicated that the speech is due in the calendar, and you're going to submit to a Canvas assignment page. What you'll submit is the YouTube link. So you'll upload the video to YouTube. When you do so, make sure that your video is set to public or unlisted. If you set your video to private, I won't be able to view it, and I'm going to give you a 0 until you fix it. So please, there'll be a module that will explain how to start a YouTube account as well as how to post the videos in YouTube. If you're late on a speech, it's not guaranteed. So that's a huge dent in your grade that's going to damage your grade. So please communicate with me ahead of time if you feel like you're not going to make a speech date. There will also be outlines due for speeches 2 and 3. For speech number 1, I encourage you to make an outline, but I won't be grading it. I'll only be grading the outline for speeches 2 and 3. They are a full sentence, meaning you're going to write them in complete sentences, and full content, meaning it more or less represents everything you intend to say in the speech. Please note, this should say Wednesday. Please note that the speech outlines are going to be due the Wednesday prior to the speech due date. So the speeches will be due on a Sunday, and the Wednesday before that you'll need to turn in your outline. You'll need to submit this to the Canvas page. Don't email me or message me your outline. Submit it to the Canvas assignment page for that outline. You will not receive a score on speech 2 or 3 unless you upload this speech outline to Canvas by that due date. So this is to give you enough time to prepare and rehearse your speech. No last minute preparation of the speech. Turn in the outline on the Wednesday. You have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to rehearse. So again, communicate with me if you don't think you're going to make these deadlines, and I'll do my best to be flexible if I have the time to be flexible. My purpose, once again, in collecting these is not to give you feedback, but is to make sure that you have multiple days to rehearse your speech. Rehearsing the speech, performing the speech is very, very important in this class. This is not a public reading class. This is a public speaking class. So you're going to need to practice. Here's a description of each of the assignments that remain besides the speeches. There'll be reading comprehension quizzes. These go with the chapters. And you're going to need to download this thing called the Respondus Lockdown Browser. There's a page in the module that tells you how to download this, but if you go to take a reading comprehension quiz, it's going to prompt you to download the Respondus Lockdown Browser if you haven't done so yet. So just follow the link once you try to take the quizzes. Quizzes are available to take once they've been posted until their due dates. See the course calendar document for these quiz due dates. For this semester, you can only take a reading comprehension quiz once. I don't allow for you to make up the quiz just because you did poorly on it. So prepare ahead of time by reading the chapters. If you have any trouble with the Respondus Lockdown Browser, you're going to need to go to the 702-651 help desk number, and they can help you with any technical issues you have with running or downloading the Respondus Lockdown browser. That is above my pay grade. In addition to the reading comprehension quizzes, we have some concept quizzes that will emphasize your understanding of major concepts. Whereas the reading comprehension quizzes are multiple choice, these ones are going to be short answer and will require you to give some thoughtful, clearly communicated answers. There'll be instructions for each of these concept quizzes on those quiz pages. There'll be a plagiarism quiz. You'll take a workshop called Understanding and Avoiding Plagiarism, and you'll take a plagiarism quiz. We'll have a final exam at the end of the semester that will be comprised mostly of questions from previous chapters. That will come at the end of the semester. For speeches 1, 2, and 3, I'm going to ask you to turn in your topic and your thesis statements ahead of time. We'll take some student lingo workshops, and when you finish those workshops, you'll get a completion certificate. You'll need to upload those completion certificates as those student lingo workshops, My Coyote Success workshops, are published throughout the semester. There'll be some graded discussion boards. Each of the graded discussion boards will have instructions on them. I'm going to pick up in the next video with course policies and resources.